Good morning. Let us begin with this wonderful sloka. Naham manushyo nacha devayaksha na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudra न ब्रह्मचारी न गृही वनस्तवा भिक्षुर्न च अहम निज बोधस्वरूपः. Today we will be discussing about the Mimamsa philosophy. This is a very interesting philosophy. As you know, there's 6 systems of Indian philosophy. Out of the 6 systems, this is a very important one. Because the argument, what's this philosophy they like to do, how they are helping us, trying to understand what is God and what is this world. Because that is always the confusion. If this world is there, there must be some creator. Who is this creator? How to know that this creator? How to know that what is our relation between the creator and the creation? And what happens after knowing this? These are the basic questions. It goes on haunting the human mind, and they went on trying. Different type of people, they came forward and they gave a wonderful explanation, mostly in a different way, valid explanation, valid judgment, arguments. So it is called philosophy or the Darshana. They have seen it, visualized it, realized it. So today, the 2 major philosophical systems that primarily based upon the authority of the Vedas. Not that all the philosophy are based on the authority of the Vedas, but these two major, they are completely based on the Vedas. What is this? One is Purva Mimamsa or Jaimini school of thought. The Jaimini, that Rishi, he analyzed the whole thing and he give forward this philosophy. That's called Purva Mimamsa. Why Purva? We will come to that. This is the Purva Mimamsa or Jaimini. And second, which is also based on the Veda, completely based on the Veda, is called Uttara Mimamsa. Uttara means next. Purva means the beginning, Uttara means the afterwards. Then sometimes in India we call Uttar Purush. Uttar Purush means next generation. So this Uttara Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa or Vedanta. So Purva Mimamsa or Jaimini school of thought are only Mimamsa, and otherwise Uttara Mimamsa or Vedanta. Now the word Mimamsa means thinking and investigation. In Indian language, we always say we have to have some Mimamsa. So there is some dispute. So we say that some Mimamsa is necessary. The Mimamsa means first investigation, inquiry, and come to conclusion. This is called Mimamsa. So the Jaimini, he gave that Mimamsa, and the word Purva means earlier. What is this earlier? The earlier part of the Veda is called earlier. The Purva means Karma Kanda. So Jaimini and his school and his followers and the Mimamsa, they always say that you must have to follow whatever the Veda has said without any question. So this is the basic thing in the Mimamsa. And what the Veda is telling, a different type of rituals. You must have to perform the rituals as they have said in the Veda. Very interestingly, we will come to know afterwards, so that this is not that. Then Uttara Mimamsa, this is also based on the Veda, but the afterwards that's called Jnana Kanda, the knowledge portion, which is the Upanishad. This ashrama, this center, this is a Vedanta society, is the combination, collection, or some people who feels that Vedanta, the end part of the Veda, are correct. That is philosophical part. And the same thing, another group of people, they are doing, that is if you go to Hindu temple, they're all ritual. Of course, I do not know whether they are performing the ritual according to the injunctions of the Vedas or not. Because they have to some way modify, but the Vedas, there the injunctions are very, very strict and very details. So Karma Kanda is very, very difficult. So you know that some of the human being, in India, they are having surnames, Chaturvedi. So they memorize the whole Veda. What portion of the Veda? Karma Kanda. That is mostly the Chaturvedi, Trivedi, that means three Vedas. Divivedi, the two Vedas. Only Vedi, so one Veda. So they used to, the Chaturvedi, he used to go and sit on a higher pedestal, and from there he will be observing how the things are going on, and who will sit where, how to make all this arrangement. Each and every details is there in the Karma Kanda of the Veda, and if you can do that, result is obvious. And that's why we find sometimes the Dasharatha, he was not having his son, so he prayed to the rishis. They came, they organized, and they had that type of yajna, and Dasharatha got his sons. The yajna means propitiating a power which is helping you to get whatever you wanted. That's why. But the process must be perfectly done, just like the chemistry. And in the chemistry, if you are mixing these and that in a just haphazard way, you won't get the result. You have to have the perfect way of mixing the chemicals, then only you will get the result, otherwise not. So this is the way, the Karma Kanda, and this Mimamsa or the Purva Mimamsa or the Jaimini school of thought, they are going on stressing on this. The two systems are more commonly known as Mimamsa and Vedanta. We will study Vedanta afterwards, and that is the ultimate, that's the end of the philosophical classes that we are continuing, because this, the saga of the soul, a soul that is traveling and traveling through how all these knowledges, how the knowledge is developed from the Veda, etc., etc. So we are now, you have reached to the Upanishad and the philosophy. When we were studying Upanishad, we decided that it is better to go and explain the philosophy, so different type of schools of philosophy. So we mainly based on the Indian philosophy, the 6 systems of Indian philosophy, and at the same time, other 3 also we included, Charvaka, Bauddha and Jain. Why they are not included in the 6 systems of Indian philosophy? Because they were not accepting the authority of the Veda. So that is the reason they are little different. So we have already studied all this. Now, many teachers before the Shankaracharya came and categorically said, no, Vedanta is the best. The Shankara was very fiery preacher of the Vedanta, and his arguments was unfallible. No one could argue against that. So the Shankaracharya, before the Shankaracharya, there's a group of teachers, they regarded that Mimamsa and Vedanta is a single system, and they have advocated this with the combination of action and knowledge. That will give the highest success. The Mimamsa and Vedanta, that is the first is the work portion and then practice portion, Karma Yoga, Karma Kandya, and then Vedanta is philosophical portion. They used to think that if it is combined, then only we can. So they said, Karma, Jnana, Samuchaya, Vada. Karma means the action, Jnana is the knowledge, Samuchaya is the combination, and that Vada means the theory. The Karma, Jnana, Samuchaya, Vada. Shankara afterwards, we will discuss when we discuss the Vedanta. He said it is impossible. Karma can never give Jnana. So that way, the Shankara's karma is the karma of the Mimamsa. But when Swami Vivekananda is saying that through karma, that is unselfish work, that is not the Mimamsa karma. Mimamsa karma means all the rituals. So we have to remember this. So Vivekananda, when he is telling through the unselfish work, one can reach the same goal where Buddha reached by his knowledge, Christ by his prayer. That is the different thing. Unselfish work. And in the Bhagavad Gita also we find yajna, dana, tapa, karma, natajyam, karyameva tat. That yajna, then dana, then tapa, austerity, karma. And in the whole Gita, not one chapter is completely dedicated on karma yoga. And not only that, the effect of the karma yoga is also again coming to the next chapter also. So much of importance has been given on the karma. What is this type of karma? That is unselfish work. But here the Mimamsaka, they say no, we will come to that, the karma that you have to perform in this way as per. So karma, jnana, samuchaya, vada was defeated by the Shankara. He said, no, it cannot be possible. They advocated that both essential in attaining true knowledge. The teachers like Ramanuja and Bhaskaracharya, they believed that the two systems together formed one science. The Ramanujacharya and Bhaskara, they are believing in this way that these two systems actually one that one should perform. And when in normal way we think, that is also true when we are coming in the beginning to develop the monastic life or the spiritual life, the first thing they say, you must do the puja. And when they are performing the puja, slowly through the puja, they are understanding what is this and what is that. Every time we are sitting over there for the performance of the puja, before we are offering anything, we are offering things to our myself, the pujari, to ourselves, to purify the body, mind, and everything. Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu, like that, the body and mind is purified. And they are constantly thinking, putting the flower on the head, they are thinking that all blessedness is coming all through the body. Slowly they are forgetting the body consciousness. The best pujari is he who can forget the body consciousness. And then in the puja, they will be throwing some rices, thinking that they are protected by the divine God in the form of fire all around. He is sitting over there, thinking himself in that way, and I am pure, and now I am going to worship the God. And that is the special way. Now if you go to Hindu temple, where is time for them? All the devotees in different times, they are coming and offering things, please perform my puja. So they just do the little arati. That is not the puja. The puja is completely transforming oneself into the divinity, and then, so we have seen this divine puja excellent way in the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And that is the way one should do. So when one performing this puja, what he is doing actually, transforming oneself. When one reading the Upanishad or meditating, what the person is doing, transforming his personality. To what? To the conception of the divinity. We do not know what actually this is, and to understand that divinity, we always try to reach over there, and we have been told by the realized soul that it is Satchit Ananda Sarupa. You will feel fearless. Why? I am not going to die any time. I am not going to suffer any time. Because I am the Atman, all pervading. So that is the Jnana Kanda. That portion is different. And here they say Jnana, Karma, Samuchaya, Bhada. Ramanuja and Bhaskaracharya, they are supporting this system that it should be together, so it will complete the science. They believe that one should study Purva Mimamsa before studying Uttar Mimamsa. So before going to the philosophy, so most of the people, they straightway they come and they purchase the Upanishad books, they hear someone here and there, and then immediately they think, I have to complete the Upanishad, I have completed the Isha Upanishad. One gentleman came and he told, I am completed reading of the Isha Upanishad, now what else are there? And after Isha, there is nothing else. Because the very first sloka of the Isha, if you have studied, you have understood everything. Can you remember the first sloka? What is the teaching? Oh, no, I have to see the book. The very first sloka that says, Ishavashamidam Sarvam, that is the teaching of the Upanishad. And to understand that is not basic thing, it is the supreme, ultimate knowledge. To understand that, one should go some basic teachings. What are the basic teachings? You have to get up in the early morning, then you have to wash your face, and then come and sit for meditation, and take the name of Lord, the japa that has been merged in that. And after that, you do little work, unselfish work. When you are working, maybe you are a doctor, you are a famous person, and you are sweeping the front door, that portion, suddenly someone comes, my God, you are doing this menial job? Of course, in America, they never say like this, but in our country, immediately, they will never do it. They will throw it over there and there. So that is the reason in some of the philosophy, some of the school, they introduce Kar Seva in the Punjabis. In the Sikhs, they always think Kar Seva, if you go and serve the God through your hands. Kar means hands. If you are doing physically some work, and what type of work? Cleaning the shoes. And by that way, you are purifying yourself. What is that purification? You are becoming humble. Your ego is going. So whoever is coming, you know that I am so and so, but you are forgetting at that time. Whoever is coming, you are telling, please come, please give your shoe. I will keep it properly. When the man comes back, you see, it is already polished and nicely kept. So that way, you are becoming humble. That is called the preparation. When you are humble, when your senses has come back to yourself, then only you can think about. So, Ramanuja and Bhaskara, they were. Then came the Madhvacharya and Vallabhacharya. The most of us, we know those who are students of the philosophy, and they know the Ramanuja, Madhva, Vallabha, these are the names. Bhaskara also is a great name, great philosopher. This Madhvacharya and Vallabhacharya, and the Vedanta is the continuation of Mimamsa. So I am giving you that because the Mimamsa had a great effect on as a long line of teachers, philosophers, and they all believed that one should first study Mimamsa and then Vedanta. So when they pronounce, they never say that Nyaya and Vedanta. They say Mimamsa, Vedanta. They are very close. So that is the reason we find over here that Jaimini, he wrote a 12-chapter book. And in the 12th chapter, he gave many, many sutras, slokas, hints. So Jaimini Sutras, and this is the special way of explaining things. In our country, they took it for granted that you will understand. So you need not to, I need not to explain. I don't have time. So they gave in sutra, small, 2 lines instruction. That's called sutra. And sutra means the thread. The moment they give the thread, you hold the thread and then you understand where I am going and how to develop. So Mimamsa, actually Jaimini Sutras, and that is in 12th chapter book, and that is the basis of the Purva Mimamsa. But Jaimini didn't explain anything. Whatever he realized, he wrote it down, and that came in the Jaimini's 12th chapter book, on the basis of which Purva Mimamsa, the whole philosophy, came. And then next came another philosopher. Immediately after the Jaimini, he took up that work and explained. And he is By Swami. Sabara, it seems that he was from the lower caste. Shabara means those who are the hunters. Shabari, is a great character in the Ramayana. So this Shabari, the Shabara, Swami. The Swami again is a very respected person. Though he was a low-born, the Shabara, but he was a Swami. He wrote the major commentary on this 12 chapters. This gives an idea of how the Indian society was. The caste system is completely, totally different. The caste system, if you can, wherever you are born, in whichever the condition, if you are really prove yourself, then they will give you the name Swami, very highly respected, the Swabara Swami. Then a famous person came, Kumaril Bhatta. Most of us, we have heard his name at least. This Kumarila Bhatta, he and the Prabhakara's nickname was Guru, they developed the whole Mimamsa philosophy, but they didn't accept each other's views. So the Mimamsa philosophy again explained by 2 strong separate schools. One is the Bhatta school, another Guru school. The Bhatta means Kumaril Bhatta and the Guru is Prabhakara Guru. So they wrote the commentaries. The Mimamsa philosophy developed under 3 heads. Almost all the philosophy, what do? First and foremost, theory of knowledge. So those who are the student of the philosophy, we really love to listen to the Vedantic talk. But what is the basis? These are the bases. What the Vedanta say, some explanation of some of the things, the phenomena that is happening, like a scientist, when he said the sun is static and this earth is moving around the sun, not only the earth, many other things are only moving. Sun is static. That's the theory. And he was killed by some people. Why? They could not understand it. Why they could not understand? Because by regular experience, we see the sun is setting in the west and coming up in the east. Sun is moving, we are static. This is our experience. Every day, everyone, right from my great-great-great-grandfather to my great-great-great-grandson, we are all experiencing this. And now suddenly you have come and telling the sun is static and we are moving? All nonsense, kill him. So they never had the patience to argue or to listen. They killed that person. What is the theory? How he developed the theory? On judgment. So these people are also coming and telling that, see, you have an Atma, you have a body, you have a mind, and you are living in this phenomena. But all these things, some people say, they are actually not. You are creating it. We are immediately, it is impossible, we say it. Every day I feel hungry, I am eating. Every day I feel tired. Every day I am working, and if I pinch my body, immediately I feel the pain. And you say that I am not there. How it is possible? Just like that person. So they give the arguments. Mimamsa also go in a very, very common way. They say afterwards will come. The first is theory of knowledge. You have to understand things. What is the research? A different type of researches they do. Theory of knowledge. They are actually researching on different thing and coming out. How they are researching? Applying this, applying that, applying slowly. They will be keeping some of the some the animals, and they will be putting that medicine into that, and then they will see how it is reacting. That way they come to the conclusion. All researching. Same way, the philosophy is also research. How do they research? Theory of knowledge first. And then, in the after the theory of knowledge, it's called metaphysics. Whatever we see, we can feel, we can touch, we can smell, we can hear, that we can understand. But do we really understand? That is the thing. I am touching this wood, and I am feeling the hardness, and I am telling this is wood. But is it really wood? Different people will explain in a different way. Philosopher will explain in a different way. Scientist will explain in a different way. So obviously, when I am beating this, a musician sitting over here, oh good, what a wonderful way, the rhythm. Whenever the Swamiji is speaking, he is giving the rhythm also. See, he will think in a different way. Rhythm means when I am hitting it. So each and every one, according to his or her knowledge, will explain a phenomena, will explain a thing. So these people are also trying to explain how they say theory of knowledge. And the Mimamsa, we have already started. Some of you who are regularly attending the class, you know almost all the philosophy. The first thing that they will discuss, theory of knowledge. And each and every one, in the first thing they admit, that is pratyaksha. That's a Sanskrit word. Pratyaksha means immediate, direct knowledge. I see you. That's direct. I can see him, I can see her. Or I can smell, I can hear, I can touch. All these pratyaksha, the 5 different senses, sense organs, going, bringing the information, and I saw a beautiful flower. And I went over there thinking it must be smelling the good, very good fragrance because of the beauty. I took that flower and there is no smell at all. What is the experience? When the eyes went over there, it came back, it told me there's a beautiful flower. Then the flower is supposed to give the good fragrance, smell when I went, but the nose reported there is no smell at all. Then the mind told is a good one to look from distance. My hand went to touch that flower, and I found that there is some type of things are there. The moment I am touching the flower, sticking to my fingers and creating pain. So the mind told, the touch told, it is better not to touch the flower. So this way we are pratyaksha. See, the regular life also is a philosophy. In regular life, we are understanding this so nicely. So this is called pratyaksha, direct experience. But in the direct experience also there are some mistakes. When I look a person, he's so good looking and he smiles, oh my God, so charming. And when he comes, he says, "Sir, can I help you?" I am overtaken. Oh my boy, you like to help me, so good. And he took my bag, and when I was turning to something else, and he has left. Now good looking and very charming, very cordial, all helpful, all those things I saw. Nobody prompted me. Nobody dictated me. I saw it, my direct experience. But one thing was hidden that I could not understand. He will steal. He has come all this way only to do that. So that is the experience. So pratyaksha also, when we see, we make mistakes. Like those people who used to see that the sun is moving and the earth is static, they made the mistake. Though they saw every day, we are also seeing the same phenomena every day, but there is a mistake. So, the theory of knowledge is very, very, very important. For what? To understand. What is the science actually? To understand. The moment they understand that there is electricity and we can produce electricity with the force. What are the forces? Air. Air has nothing to do with the electricity, but the force that when the air is forcefully blowing, let us utilize that. I have forgotten the name of that area. From here we were driving, we saw so many that big and the fans, windmills, and they are generating. I don't know what, maybe electricity surely. So that way they are working. And utilizing that, they are pumping water, doing this, doing that. How they are doing? That is the physics, that is the ultimate practical. But before that, philosophy. So this is the way the philosophy works. Philosophy is essential. Without philosophy we cannot work. And now in our life the influence of philosophy is so much. If we say that you have to go and hate each and every one, you have to, as possible, beat and kill people, then only you will go to God. Because our God loves that. Some people will be inspired to listen to that. And they will do accordingly. Not that they were bad people, but they have been influenced by that type of wrong philosophy. So the philosophy is the theory, and here it comes from pratyaksha. And Mimamsa, they have added a little more. We will come to that. They say pratyaksha and paroksha. Paroksha, what are that? Anumana, indirect, anumana. And anumana means inference. Is there God or not? Inference. Someone came and told, have you visited that temple? No. Oh my God, you must go. And by just before the entering into the temple, there is a tree. Whatever prayer you are having, just go and tie a red thread 3 times and pray. That will be surely within 3 days, your prayer will be answered. I have got the result. So they all go, they do not know, but anumana. What is anumana? Oh, my friend told he got the result by tying the rope, by tying the thread. Let me also do that. Anumana. On the basis of that, we are doing it. Most of the thing we do on anumana. This is the anumana, that's inference. Then upamana, comparison. There also we find, see, the king is so powerful. And there are hundreds of kings in this world. And all these kings are also afraid of someone, that is death. And naturally, these kings are afraid of death. There must be someone somewhere who is more powerful than these all kings, and he must be God. So this inference, also upamana, the comparison, if the king can give us the punishment and the reward, the God must be there somewhere in the world or in the above, in the heaven, so he can also give punishment and reward. Nobody say. But the comparison, king and the God. And afterwards, in the medieval time, these kings actually utilized this psychology. And they said, we are gods, representative of gods. The God is giving the reward and punishment, we are also giving. God is giving in a big way, we are giving in a small way, but we are the representative. All this, even in our country also, the Surya Vamsi, Chandra Vamsi, all this conception about the king. Here also it is the God is the king. Almost in Europe and many other places, America is saved from the rule of the kings. So it was not, of course, for some time the British Queen used to rule, but not directly in that way as we had seen. Almost every places, just before the independence of India, that is 60% was ruled by the British and 40% by the Indian kings. And they were 573 or 76 in total numbers. You can imagine this, everywhere there are small kings were there. Still if you go, you will find all their castles, all their palaces. So these kings came, how? In this comparison, people started feeling. Even recently only in Nepal they have changed. But when I went to visit Nepal, that was the king was there, and they used to say Sri Panch Maharaja Dhiraj, etc., etc. So he is Sri. So many Sri will be tiring, so Sri Panch. The 5 times Sri. If you put one Sri, so that is one thing, but a king cannot be only one Sri, so Panch, 5. So these way. This is all comparison. Then comes Shabda. The Shabda is the Aptya Vakya. Aptya means realized soul. And that is called Shabda. Who is telling you this? A realized soul. Then only. I am having some problem. Do I go to a poet for medicine? No. Do I go to a politician for medicine? No. I know the politician is a very powerful person, but even though I do not go to him, when I am having a toothache, I go to a doctor. Why? He is a realized person. He has understood where from the pain is coming and how to handle that pain. He prescribed the medicine. Similarly, here also, I go to a person who is a realized soul. And how to understand that he has realized? That's also some, they say, he will not have any desire and he will have love for each and every one without any discrimination. The moment one say, I am a realized soul, but I do not like those people, I do not like this type of group, he is not a realized person. The love unbounded everywhere. So that is a realized person. And when he says, we believe. So we have to be careful to understand whom we are going to follow. So that is called Shabda. Then come Arthaparti, postulation or presumption. The Arthaparti, they are having a wonderful example. They say that man is getting fat every day. But no one sees him eating. How he is becoming fat then? So Arthapatti. So Artha means Drishta Arthapatti and Sruta Arthapatti. See how they are judging things. Each and everything they will be judging to come to a conclusion whether there is God or not, whether this relation between God and me. So the religion is a pure science. Some people think there is only faith. No. In the beginning, you have to listen, and then you have to understand. Then you yourself has to realize. There is a complete one step by step it goes. So the arthapatti means drishta arthapatti. We see something and it happens like that. Suddenly, I was driving, when I came over, someone was driving me. In the distance, I saw some white cloud. They say, oh, it's going to snow. The moment they saw, because of the experience they understood, in the distance when it is a white cloud means it's going to snow. And even in the village if you go, some people will be able to tell you when it is going to rain, when it is not, etc. They don't have any other offices or information. So no Google search, just by seeing. There are some people in the villages, they can walk on the field and can suddenly stand and say, here you dig and you will get the water. All experience. So arthapatti is that, by that experience, supposition. And the supposition of an unperceived fact, which alone can explain a phenomena that demand explanation. So when I am going on getting fat, then it demands an explanation. Are you eating too much, or is it a gland that's malfunctioning in your body that is collected the fat? So it demands an explanation, and that is called arthapatti. Arthapatti are two types. One is drishta, by seeing, another is sruta. The sruta arthapatti, someone told, shut up. So what does it mean, shut up? What I am going to shut? Your lips. They have not said the lips or the stop the tongue, but the word sruta, the moment I hear, I understand the meaning of it. So that way it also says, when a person said, when I am inquiring about my friend, is he at home? They say, no, he is not at home. I am sure. They didn't declare, they didn't say anything where he is. But I am not going to think immediately, oh, is he dead? He is not at home, that means he is dead. No. He may be somewhere this moment. How we understand that? See, this is the philosophy. They go so details to understand the reality. So this is called sruta arthapatti. The moment someone say he is not at home, immediately add the meaning he is somewhere else. So similar way we have to afterwards believe or judge this thing. Then come anupalupti, non-perception. When something is not there, we feel that it was there. I knew that on the table there was a jar. So many people, they come and they see that our dream that we will have a temple someday. They come and ask when the temple is going to come up, etc., etc. So suppose I remove that, what will happen? Those who have already visited earlier, they will come and they will surely feel here was something and it is not here now. That is also a realization. That is also a source of knowledge. When something is absent, it is also a source of knowledge. So that way it goes. Mimamsa gives much importance, very much importance on Shabda Jnana, and the knowledge of the word. Why? Because they have to explain the Veda, and their main thing is Veda is the supreme authority. You cannot question Veda. So that is the all pro-Vedic school considered Veda as the words of God. Apaurusheya is not created by any Purusha. It is the creation of the God. That's Swami Vivekananda also explaining in the Vedanta. What is that Vedanta? The words of the God. How it came? Through a human being. Then why not it is a human creation of a human being? Because it was revealed into his mind. He never thought, imagined, and then wrote. So that is the arguments. The Mimamsa say, no, it is not. The Veda itself is God, Shabda itself is God, the word itself is God. And they give the example which is not very much acceptable for the Vedantin and others. This is, suppose you say K, a letter you are pronouncing. My pronunciation will be different, American pronunciation will be different, and different type of people they will be pronouncing in a totally different way. But the K remains the same. In different time, in different places, and different people, they may be pronouncing in different tune, but the later K will remain same. Similarly, the words Veda, whatever the injunction, instructions, command they have given, that will remain same, whether you can pronounce it properly or not, and whatever fashion you read it. So that is the argument. If that is so, when that is already there, then why you have to imagine a creator? So they say, Mimamsa does not believe in God. It believes that Veda, like the world, are eternal. So these are the two things, friends, we have to remember. The speciality of the Mimamsa is this: they accept Veda, but the words of the Veda, not the creator. So they say, is a system where the book is more important than the maker of the book. There's others, when they are opposing, they say Mimamsa is a system where the book is more important than the writer of the book or the maker of the book. So that is our Mimamsa. Then Mimamsa discuss in great details on the validity of knowledge, which is an important aspect of our life. They explain in their own way. Now the classical explanation, rope and the snake. Whenever the Vedanta is talking the rope and the snake, and they say rope and the snake both are entities. Where from the problem came? Wrong mixture of the thing. Now before, mixing is rising fear. Otherwise, I knew rope, I knew snake, and there was no problem. A little baby, not knowing what is snake, whenever he will see the snake, it will go and try to touch the snake. Why? Because there is no fear. He is not having any idea. A little baby, again, when he sees that a rope lying over there, won't be frightened because he is not frightened of the snake. So we are frightened because of our experience of rope and also the snake, the similarity of them. That is the problem. So the rope is also in one way, and when you look at the snake, we also feel that it is just like the rope is also just. So they say akhyati bada, that is, they call this the mixture of two different entities by mistake. So you cannot deny that the rope was not there or the snake was not there. Snake and rope was present in your mind. You have mixed it wrongly. So this is the problem. If you don't mix, there is no problem. So akhyati bada, they say, another explanation is the same example. They say viparita khyati bada. Viparita means opposite. Khyati is explaining, bada is the theory. The error consists in wrongly relating two real existing but separate entities. Now Vedanta, the same example they use to prove that there is an existence. Otherwise, you cannot see wrong things. How? They say, because the rope was there, you imagined the snake on that. Adhyaropa apovada. So you are covering that rope first and imposing the snake on the rope. You are doing it. But can you do it on the sky? You cannot. You need a substance. Then they go to conclusion, Vedantin. We will discuss in details afterwards. That is, if there is not consciousness, the Brahman, the Atman, how could you impose the world on it? There must be something, otherwise it is impossible. Sometimes the modern day Vedantin, they give the example, unless and until there is a white screen or the wall, can you project the movie on that? You cannot. So obviously you need a substance. Vedantin explain in that way, and they explain in a different way your fear, because the two existing thing was there, you have mixed up. And what is the error? Because of the fear, because I made the mistake, error. Then they say, two great Mimamsa philosophers explained error. What is the error? One is Prabhakara said, Akhyativada. Akhyativada, just now we explained. Akhyativada means you are mixing up two different items, entities. So that is called Akhyativada. That is the error. That is the mistake. But the Kumarila Bhatta said, no, it is not. What? To him, error consists in relating two existing but separate things in a subject-predicate way. His theory is Viparita Kriya Bada. The view that error is reversal of right behavior. Akaryasya karyasya bhavana. I am sorry, it's very, very theoretical and philosophical, but I wanted to tell you that when we discuss about things, about the religion, that is based on a very complete critical analysis. Then only it has come out, otherwise not. The Hindu philosophy, it stands on so much of critical analysis. Now we ordinary people, we don't bother about it. When the Sri Ramakrishna comes and said, believe me, there is God, we believe. And if you take the name of God all the time, you will get eternal peace, we believe. And if you are constantly chanting the holy name of God, your mind and body will be purified, all your past karma will be cleaned, and you will feel that God within you. And what will happen? Nitya utsava bhavet tesham, nitya sri. There will be constant, like a utsava. When there is a function, you are enjoyed, you feel joy. Similarly, every time, every moment, there will be joy. So that way we explain. But when someone comes and asks, what is this Hindu philosophy? Why you are believing in this way? That is also true. But you know that our parents, they taught us in this way, we are continuing. Let us see what happens afterwards. That is not. And that is the reason one should understand the basic of philosophy. So this is the reason I took up the philosophy to say how things they are judging. Even the error, the mistake that we are making, how the error is coming, that also they are telling. There are two things you are mixing, and that way, no. One say yes, one say no. So these errors, karyasya, akaryasya bhavana. When karya means what is really to be think, you are thinking in a different way. So that is the thing. The other day we were driving, it was dark, and suddenly we found that some people, because of the road construction, they have diverted the two the lanes. We were wondering which way we should go, left or right. And suppose we were very much intent to come to the left side, it would have been a great mistake. Why? Because from distance we saw the car is coming, light we could see, that is coming into that lane. That means this is not our, we are going. Now if we thought in that way, oh, this is the lane we should go, this lane may be diverting to somewhere else in the exit it is taking, it would have been a great mistake. So karyasya, which is supposed to be accepted, akaryasya, if you make a mistake, done. One person, he was here in America, went to Great Britain or maybe in some other European country, left-hand drive, right-hand drive, total confusion. So he entered into a wrong lane and he was driving. And then he heard the police is announcing in the radio, car radio, be careful, one crazy fellow entered into a wrong lane. Then he was thinking, one crazy fellow? There are so many crazies, they are coming against me. So, like that, karyasya, akaryasya bhavana. So he entered into a wrong channel, and then he is thinking, I am correct, and all others who are coming, they are all mistake. So same way we also think in this world. And when we take the sannyasa, all our relatives told, oh, you are really mad. Look at your whole family, everybody was happy. Look at all this world, everybody is happy, normal life. Why unnecessarily you are going to that? I told, see, that is karyasya akaryasya bhavana. This is my decision to go into a wrong lane, what to do. So that way it always happens. In our daily life, the philosophy is acting. Friends, I will just quickly complete. That's called metaphysics. The metaphysics is the basis of the philosophy. And here they explain what they think about this world and they think about the creator. This is metaphysics. And here they say Mimamsa believe in the reality of the world. That is very interesting. The Vedanta and others, they say this world is nothing, and the supreme Vedanta, they say that this world was not created at all. Unnecessarily, you are creating out of your own imagination and suffering. So this is, the Mimamsa believes in the reality of the world with all the objects in it. And this world, according to it, comprises the living bodies, including the various indriyas and sense organs, wherein the souls reside temporarily to reap the effect of the karmas. They accept the karmas, good and bad. The various objects of the world serve as the fruits to be suffered or enjoyed. So this is the ultimate thing. Why we suffer? Because of the karma that each and every one is accepting. And if the karma is good, you will find all around your friends are all good. If his karma is bad, you will find some people or something bad. They will come automatically to you to give you that result. And that is obvious. And what is the soul? Now they are explaining there are infinite number of souls. They are eternal but undergo transmigration due to their karmas. The soul has no consciousness. Consciousness rises in it due to association with the mind, sense organs and sense objects. Some of the modern science, they are also the same answer they are giving. That this body, this thing we can understand. But where from the soul come? Prana, association of some of the things inside the body, and that creates this. That is their answer. Now they say, see, in this water there was no taste properly. Then you are mixing some sweet thing, it becomes sweet. Not that when it was born it was sweet, it was different. But when you are mixing, similarly the body when it was created by something, and then when it is mixing, so our sense organs are coming, mind is coming, consciousness is coming, everything is that is the modern science they explain. Perhaps they were hinted by the Mimamsa. So this Mimamsa theory also says This is the mixture. Since the whole of the Vedas are meant to urge the human being to perform karmas, now they are going to that, the soul is over and then the Veda. Every human being is bound to do this duty for duty's sake. A ritual is to be done only because the Vedas command it. No question. And none has the choice not to do it or do it in different way. That is the Mimamsa. Such duty is classified into two broad groups. One is Nitya or the daily obligatory, another is Naimittika. Nitya, Naimittika, these are the Sanskrit, these are occasional. Like regularly you have to take the name of God, that is japa. And Naimittika, occasionally there will be some function. As we are going to organize Krishna Janmatsav, please come on that Sunday. Next Sunday I will be free. This is philosophy, won't be there, you will also be free. We will have the Krishna Janmashtami. Because Janmashtami is on 14, that is on Monday. But Monday cannot be observed, so we will perform it on the Sunday itself. So Krishna Janmashtami, occasional. Not that every day we are having the Krishna Janmashtami. And here comes the ultimately moksha. What is that moksha? Liberation, highest good. Nistreyasha. That is the highest good for a person is to get moksha or liberation, total cessation of the transmigratory existence. In this state, the soul is permanently free from all pain and suffering, though there is no consciousness or bliss. How to attain moksha? Not performing kama karmas. The kama karmas means the sin committed unwillingly can be offset by the performance of the various prayaschitta. Then the Hindu society is mainly based on the Mimamsa theory. So if you have done something wrong unwillingly, then what happens? You have to do some penances. They call prayaschitta. You have to go on repeating. Then they will say that from the first moon day, you have to go on taking 1000 japa, 2000, 3000 like that. You have to go on increasing till the full moon. And you have to reduce your food. On the full moon day, no food at all. Then again you start eating and slowly coming down to so that is called prayaschitta. Some people they go and they will be standing at that west deep water or like that, and then they will be going on taking the name of God, and they will perform for 3 months. Prayaschitta. By that way their mind is completely free. So that is they are suggesting. And if you don't do any kamya karma, that is with your desire, any work with full desire, that creates result. If you don't do that, you are doing the work without expecting the result, then you are free. So this is ultimately the moksha, and that is our Mimamsa, Purva Mimamsa says. Thank you very much, and let us say Shanti 3 times. Then the sloka that I chanted in the beginning doesn't go with the Mimamsa, because this is purely Vedanta. I am that, I am that, I am that. So anyway, as the Vedantin, as the whole ultimate thing is the Vedanta, so that we will come in the next, not next Sunday, maybe afterwards, the Vedanta school, wheel philosophy. So let us say 3 times. When you say Shanti, imagine that in the celestial level, everything is very peaceful and you are also peaceful. Second Shanti, all around you, all the beings, they are also happy and friendly with you. Third, your body is completely free of any suffering, body and mind. Om Shanti. 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 Harihi Om.